All right, guys, it's here. We're in video.
We're out of the Hellraiser room upstairs, and we're in like a studio, kind of almost. We're working on it.
It looks pretty good.
We hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you can see our pretty faces. If you're listening to us right now, you can find us on the website pantheonnetwork.com.
Very, very cool stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with that, Jeff.
I'm liking it.
Grow it out, and I know I'm going to write some content for it. You've already started writing content.
Yeah. And then we'll have all our episodes on there. We'll have video and audio.
We got our friends at the Comedy Bowl podcast
they're on there.
I think we're going to work on putting my Purple People podcast.
Yeah, we'll put it all on there.
It's a Viking show, but it'll be another place you can listen, watch us on there as well, too.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, now that that's out of the way, let's talk about some Black Mask.
Yeah,
Cool.
Jet Li, Black Mask.
I'm so happy.
I am too.
Kind of the whole reason that I wanted to start like a podcast.
Sure.
Movies like this that like I try talking to people about and they have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. Like,
and I have to admit, I've never seen Black Mask until you're like, you should watch this one.
It was a lot of fun. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it so much. I'm so glad you watched it.
Yeah.
Now I can finally talk to somebody about it.
I have someone to experience this with.
Exactly. So, you just saw it, so it's kind of,
okay.
We'll talk about your experience in a minute.
Sure.
Kind of my first experience with this was, I saw it in like 97, 98.
Mm-hmm.
I was probably 6 or 7. And my dad, kind of that whole generation of my dad's age, is in that Bruce Lee era where all martial arts and everything was coming through, and so he was martial arts guy. He did a lot of like Michelangelo nunchuck stuff.
Nunchucks and shit.
It's amazing.
That's cool.
It's awesome. I could never do it. I think it'd be cool to do, but
I'd hit myself in the noggin.
Yeah.
He passed out
he
on the floor.
has. I asked him, like, have you ever, like, smacked yourself in the nuts or anything? He's like, oh yeah. That's part of, you fall down on a bike.
That's training.
Like, okay.
What's that line from Batman? That's
yeah,
why
do we fall?
That's why we hit ourselves in the nuts with nunchucks, Master Wayne.
Right.
So we learned to wear a cup.
Right. So, I kind of grew up, though, with, like, Bruce Lee, Jet Li, Jackie Chan. I grew up with all that stuff. And so I saw Black Mask even before the U.S. release.
Which is cool. I think that's cool.
So I saw it and loved it, even as a kid. And then a couple years later, when I was kind of on my own, I was 14, but when I started buying movies more.
14.
Yeah, when I started buying movies more, I came across it in like a pawn shop or somewhere.
Awesome.
And so I picked it up. That's where I kind of came across a lot of my movies when I was younger, pawn shops.
Yeah.
So I picked it up and watched it. And I'm like, holy hell, I love this movie. And then when I started getting this idea to make the podcast, I'm like, that's the first movie that came into my mind was Black Mask. Shut up, I like this. Nobody knew what the hell I was talking about. I'm like, you guys gotta watch it.
I like that. I think that's awesome. That most people, when they want to talk about movies, are like, oh, I want to talk about Black Panther or Star Wars or whatever the biggest of the moment like release film is. I think it's really cool that you're like, I want to do a fucking podcast because I want to talk about Black Mask from 1996.
Because I know there's
nobody
others like me.
There is, but they're just not. There's so many. I'm a big movie fan, and there's so many other podcasts and shows and whatnot where it's like, you feel like the people doing them don't even like movies.
Yeah.
Do you get that feeling as well, too?
For sure. Like, they're just kind of doing it.
Yeah.
Like, they're just going through the motions. Because, this is what people like, so I'll get in on this.
Yeah, sure. It's like, no, because the conversations that, like, I have with you or we have with, like, our mutual friend Mike.
Right.
It's like those are nerdy, in-depth conversations about film. And that's kind of, I think, what we try to capture a little bit here.
Instead of 6 degrees of separation, we play, like, 25 degrees of separation. He was in this and that and this, and then that person was in here, and then they were in that. And then
how could we connect this movie to Frank Grillo? That's like our thing on the show.
Or Hellraiser.
How can we get back to one of those two?
We can relate it to Hellraiser.
Can we?
For sure.
Oh yeah, because the scene with the paper.
Yeah.
It was reminiscent of the scene in Hellraiser with the feathers coming down. The opening fight scene where they're in like a fucking paper factory.
Right, yeah. The gangsters.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Evil Hideout's a paper factory.
We'll talk about
kind of amazing.
So I don't know what was. You just watched it, obviously, but
yeah, I watched it with you over at your house up in the.
Are you gonna watch it again? Like, what was that like? Your first time viewing.
Would I watch it again? Yeah, I would definitely watch Black Mask again because I think it's one that I need in my collection. Like, I need this on Blu-ray and to sit down and like reappreciate more of the fight scenes. I think the first time, and I don't want to knock the film, but I was a little confused with the film's plot.
Yeah.
Which we will get to in a little bit. And so I think I concentrated a little too much on trying to figure out what's going on until about halfway through the film when I was like, they're just fighting. I should just be appreciating the martial arts and Jet Li, because Jet Li is inhuman on some of the stuff that he does, and he is really fun to watch, running up walls and doing karate kicks and other just fucking awesome shit. And so I want to go back with that mindset and being like, okay, this is how I need to approach Black Mask.
For sure.
Because it's got awesome fight scenes.
For sure.
And some cool, fun set pieces. The scaffolding fight at the end of the film was really cool.
Fights. But
all the fights, the bathroom scene, the hospital scene. I mean, there's a lot of neat shit like that goes on.
Yeah.
In the flick.
For sure.
Yeah.
What was your favorite scene?
My favorite scene was the hospital scene. That was the one where they have the dude. And he comes back and they fight him in the hospital, and there's like shit flying everywhere, and the chick comes out of the ceiling.
Yeah.
She drops down out of the ceiling and has the gun, and don't they throw her out the window?
They throw the dude out the window.
They throw the dude out the window, that's right.
When the first time I was trying to explain this to you, and I said it's like Universal Soldier with martial arts, with zombies, that's what I meant. Like that dude, like, he was like a zombie, right?
Yeah, he was.
Basically a zombie.
Yep.
And so, like, when we first started watching it, like, every time, you watch a movie and it's somebody else's first time, you kind of sit there like this while you're watching the movie, like,
which is not at all awkward.
No, but like you want them to like the movie. So I was like, does he like it? and like I remember I told you it has like zombies. I didn't mean like
literal zombies,
but that dude was pretty much.
It's not Romero zombies.
Yeah, so like in the beginning of that paper scene, like the acid that shoots out and stuff, I was like, oh great, he's gonna think that these are zombies now or something. So the whole time I was just watching you like, those aren't zombies. Those aren't zombies. Like, I didn't mean like zombies.
They're literal. Not George Romero zombies.
Right.
They are definitely like operated on, or they have some kind of like, because the whole idea here is that Jet Li was part of Squad 701, that was some kind of elite unit, fighting force, whatever, and they can't feel pain.
They got like
correct?
They got like the Captain America super serum.
Right.
Yeah,
and he'd be like, I don't feel that.
Yeah.
That amazing power of that
a lot
punch.
Of hand chopping.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
the throwing of compact discs. There's an inordinate.
I forgot about.
There's an inordinate amount of compact discs just being thrown into people.
Right. I completely forgot about that. And then as soon as he did that the first time, I was like, oh god.
Dude, it was the 90s. Remember?
That's like the only part.
That was like fucking futuristic tech, like the compact disc.
Right.
At the time, which was neater than shit.
Yeah.
Do you remember? This is a side tangent. Do you remember in movies when they started using the little ones that looked like GameCube discs?
Well, yeah, that's kind of what he.
You would see those before you knew what they existed in real life, and I remember being like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna have to buy every fucking movie that I own again on these little discs."
Or laser discs.
Yeah.
Those. It's like we went from here to here to here.
I used to have a laserdisc player.
Oh my god, I wasn't old enough then.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
the first time I bought movies was VHS, but then I went straight to DVD.
I had a laserdisc player in 2003.
That's weird.
It was.
Anyways,
it was kind of cool.
What movie does he have?
I never got any movies for it because they're kind.
He just put it up there looks good. Huh?
No, I was at a fucking school auction because the only people that had these were high schools and shit for the science lab, and so I got one that was new in the box because I always wanted a copy of the original Star Wars trilogy on Laserdisc because that is the unedited, none of the George Lucas special features done to it. It's the
CGI shit.
Yeah, the theatrical cut of Star Wars is available on Laserdisc. Also, everyone knows that, and they're really super expensive because of that. And it's not worth having this. I mean, they're fucking huge things.
Well, where you work, they have a bunch of Laserdiscs.
Yeah, I've got two. I've got Terminator 2, and
I looked at it. I'm like, this kind of cool.
Everyone's like, what, is this a record? Is this a soundtrack? I'm like, no, that's actually Terminator 2.
Yeah.
I work in an antique shop.
It's cool.
What's the other one that I have? Terminator 2.
Terminator 2 and something else.
I keep thinking I need Terminator 2. I need. This is a thing that I need to own.
Every time I go in there, I look at it. I'm like, that's kind of cool.
I'm probably gonna fucking buy it.
No, I'm not gonna buy it.
I'm gonna probably buy it now.
Just take it.
I can't take shit from work, Jeff. That's thievery.
So Black Mask.
Anyway.
What was your favorite scene you said?
Mine was the hospital scene.
Okay, my favorite scene would be between the graveyard fight or the bathroom scene. Or no. I like the bathroom scene. I like the scene where
that was early.
That was like
that when
way in the beginning after they're playing mahjong or chess, basically.
So like the two thugs come in and he comes out of the bathroom stall. And
then he whoops their ass and then he leaves without his watch and Jet Li gets up and they like, oh, now we can beat him up, and he like kicks their ass real quick. No, I like the graveyard scene. I really like, and then what's the scene I'm trying to think of? There's a scene where it's another one between him and Rock, which I love Rock. We'll get to Rock.
That's his buddy cop?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's where I guess it is graveyard scene where they first confront each other.
I think that's the only time they actually fight.
So I guess
that's towards the end of the film.
Correct?
Yeah.
So I would say the graveyard fight just because
it was daytime.
So
remember?
Pretty.
I thought that it was an unusual shot because it was in the daytime.
In a graveyard?
And usually in film, you don't see a graveyard shot during the daytime. Right. And I thought that gave it kind of a visual moment that you don't see.
Yeah. No, it was just between Jet Li and I don't know his name, Rock.
I can't pronounce the other actors' names because this movie was made in Hong Kong.
It was made in Hong Kong.
And then it was Hong Kong. We should talk about that really quick. Hong Kong in 96, and then what did it get? Was it 98 or 99?
I think you said 99.
Yeah, I got it wrote down. In 99, it got dubbed over in English, and that was after, like, Lethal Weapon 4 came out in 98.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was because, like Jet Li's introduction to a U.S. audience.
Yeah, we watched the... there was a whole confusion when we first started. Because you're like, 99? I'm like, no, I remember seeing this before that. And then we went back and watched the trailer. And it had the trailer, and it's like, Lethal Weapon 4's Jet Li. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. So it's like, Jet Li, they were starting to make him a star, and they're like, well, we need to pull into his back catalog, and we know that we can stick his name on a foreign film and, like, redub it in English. Yeah. And we can make, money on this. And what else did they do? They edited the opening and ending credits, and it had a new soundtrack for the U.S. release. And I know you were a big fan of the soundtrack.
Yeah,
right?
We talked about this.
Yeah,
a lot of the movies.
Hip-hop.
Yeah, a lot of the movies that we do, like Bright, and I can't think right now, but every soundtrack, like I have Spotify, so I can just download everything.
Sure. Yep.
And so after we watched Bright, I downloaded it right away, and then I don't even remember what I was doing. I was like at the gym, and one of these songs came on like the Spotify radio. I was like, fucking Black Mask, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
that's
cool.
kind of sparked the whole thing. That must have been when I started thinking about this whole thing. So, just a random Spotify radio.
Probably.
But they started playing one of the songs. I was like, it's like great, like gets you jacked up, and it's like, I see why they chose it to like go over the original because it's good fight music and all that. Mm-hmm. And I love the whole album. Like it just makes you want to kick people.
Yeah.
Even though I can't kick people in the head, it makes me want to.
But you could kick people in the head.
I'm not very good.
You shouldn't. You should not
very
kick
unbalanced.
People in the head.
Very unbalanced. I don't think I could. I could kick you in the balls really good.
I'd prefer if you didn't.
Right, but I love the album. And then I was telling you about that, and you told me that it's not even the original music, which makes sense.
For a U.S. release.
I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
And then you were saying, like the beginning and the end. There's like 10 minutes that we didn't get.
The U.S. release is missing 10 minutes, and we don't know. We kind of speculated before we started recording that it was probably some of the more violent parts of the film,
Or plot.
or gore, or plot.
Probably
maybe
that's why, like, between Hong Kong and here, like, you can expect some lost in translation stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
So maybe that's why it's, the plot's kind of mamble jambled. I mean, I tried. Well, okay, let's
pull up IMDb, or not IMDb.
Yeah, IMDb. So
pull
like,
it up
the
and
IMDb says, a survivor of a super soldier project must fight his former comrades as a masked hero.
Which is the film.
Yes,
I mean, that's what happens.
Yeah, but there's a lot of it's very in a weird order. It's strange.
It felt to me, and I'm not knocking it, but it felt very like segmented.
Right.
Like, we have a good idea for a scene, like a fight scene. It'd be really cool. How do we tie it together?
Yeah. I think when I tried explaining it to you, or like, I forget what we're talking about it, I'm like, you just gotta watch the fight scenes.
Uh-huh.
And it's like a string of sausages. You remember my analogy?
Yeah,
it's like a
yeah.
string of sausages.
Yep.
You got your big juicy sausage. That's your martial arts fight scene where it's just like, oh my god.
Yep.
And then where they twist it, it's like there's your little plot story, to get you to the next link, and then your next link is the next fight scene, huge martial arts showcase, and that's what the movie is. It's like you're eating sausage, and between every sausage, like you got that little like, oh, by the way, they have to get an antidote or they'll die.
Sure.
So
Sure.
there's a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I want to like find those 10 minutes, and I want to hear the original music.
Yeah, I do too. I'm really curious to hear what the original score for the film is.
Right. Is it like a score, or is it like Hong Kong hip hop?
Which I don't know what that one.
I don't even know if that's a thing, but
probably.
I don't know if you're into like a lot of beats per minute, like gets you jacked up. If you go to the gym and you're lifting, look up Black Mask soundtrack on Spotify. It fucking kills. Good running music.
Reminded me a little bit of the score from the movie Crank.
Yes.
Remember, there's a good analogy for you. Yeah.
That Crank's the same way. It's
Yeah.
like action, action, action. Oh, he's got to get here. Action, 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 action. Oh, he's got to find the antidote. It's the same fucking thing.
Then he fucks a chick in like a football field.
Just on the side of the road.
On the side of a road or something?
Yeah, at like the mailbox. Over a mailbox.
Yeah.
Amy Smart.
I secretly kind of love the movie Crank.
I love that movie.
I don't know.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing. I can't think of the name of the directors, but they do a lot of good shit like that.
The brothers, they did Ghost Rider too.
Right.
I showed that one at the theater, and I made a point to go to the projection booth every single time it got to the scene where Nicolas Cage pissed fire, because that is the most amazing scene in any movie you will ever see.
Those guys are crazy.
I love that so much.
I love those guys.
That is my attempt at segueing into one of my notes, that I thought that Black Mask was a lot like a comic book film.
Yeah.
In, like an early comic book film, in the way that Jet Li's character was dressed. The mask that he wore with the hat and shit reminded me of
Kato?
Green Hornet. Kato.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee from the Green Hornet television series. And
yeah.
we had debated whether or not that was intentional. I think it had to be an homage
Well, I think
to Bruce Lee. And what a good actor to pick.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna have someone, you fucking Jet Li. Good choice.
We kind of talked about this off the episode, but they had like we didn't look. This could be a comic book very well. Could be something.
Yeah, I guess I never Googled it.
Yeah, it could very well be.
Like a Hong Kong.
But they had a lot of like references and homages to like the superhero and Green Hornet,
They
Kato,
say Batman
and Batman.
What are you, like a Batman?
Yeah.
Like a Batman?
In Hong Kong in '96. That I don't know. That just seems crazy.
Yeah.
I guess you would have Batman '89 and Batman Returns by then, but in a Hong Kong movie with Jet Li, I don't know. It just seems it's very cool. I like it a lot, but it just.
I wonder if they had that just for the English dub. Do you think it was maybe a reference to some other shit that like we wouldn't know? It wouldn't make sense to us, and so they're like
some like Chinese hero.
Yeah. And so for the States, they're like, who do we put in?
Oh
fucking,
my God.
fucking Batman.
I don't know. But, I mean...
Goddamn, I want to track down the foreign film
I know.
version of this
we'll have
now
to find
and watch it, and like watch it with like subtitles or whatever.
Yeah, I would.
I want to see the 10 minutes and hear the score, and I want to see what all has changed.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm sure there was, like, you know, lost in translation stuff.
Sure.
But then I'm sure there was stuff like that. Like, let's center this more towards fat, lazy Americans.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta sell it to our lazy ass.
Yeah.
Fucking put Batman in it.
You could put Batman in anything. You'll sell it to me. Real quick. There's that Batman anime coming out.
Oh my god. That is
I
the most amazing thing
I hate anime.
So do I, kind of.
But because it's Batman and Joker, I'll still go see it.
But I'm like, why has this taken so long to be a thing?
I could live without it, but
I don't.
It could be like a cool segue for me.
I don't think I can live without this. I think this looks amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go see it, but I'm just could be a segue for me. Maybe I'll get lost in some anime, but
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if it'll get me started on anime, but I think I am going to love it.
Yeah, I'll go see it for sure.
Yeah, that shit's fucking awesome.
We
always find a way to bring up Hellraiser and Batman.
Yeah, talk about the Hellraiser part.
No, we did a little bit
at
the beginning. It was at the very beginning of the film, where, like I said, the henchmen are in a paper factory, and it had the traps in this film are so over the top and ridiculous that I kind of love them as well too. But there's like a pile of dead bodies in the center of the floor after they're done. And there's just like shredded paper with blood all over it. That's like going through fans and coming down out of the ceiling and shit. And it reminded me of that scene in Hellraiser in the bedroom where there was all the bird feathers that were coming down and all the blood in the bed.
Scene where I still get my nightmares from.
Yeah.
Fucking bed scene.
Yeah.
When we talked about Hellraiser.
Did you have a nightmare that night?
I talked about the fucking bed scene.
Yeah.
Fuck. I had a nightmare. Somebody was in the bed trying to get out of the mattress. Every time I talk about it, fucking creeps me out. Now just talking about it, I forgot about it until now, but
great.
Fucking remembered it now. God damn it. My second favorite scene, so I picked the graveyard scene, but when they're in the bathroom and stuff, and Rock's taking a shit, and they come in and they start mugging Jet Li. Rock comes out and he starts kicking their ass and stuff, and he kind of holds him up. And he's like, here, take a shot, hit him. And Jet Li's like, no, why? Why would you do that? And the whole time he's just holding him. He's like, I don't know. Why would I do that? Why would... Like, I just love that. He's just beating the shit out of the bad guy. Like, I don't know. Why would I beat the shit out of him? Because he's a piece of shit? And he just keeps hitting him. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's amazing.
I think it's cool.
And then Rock walks out. And then those two dudes get back up because they see the watch. And they're like, oh, it's just this pussy ass. And then Jet Li does this...
Jet Li shit.
Yeah. The part.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's amazing, and it's like a 5-minute scene in a bathroom. The only other bathroom scene I can think of that I love is from like Liar Liar, where he beats himself up in the bathroom.
Yeah,
like those scenes.
There's an article for you to write.
Yeah, favorite bathroom.
Top
scenes.
10 scenes that take place in a bathroom.
Yes.
Number 1 is the movie Saw.
Yeah,
just the whole movie. The whole movie.
There was a... I'm not going to get into that. That's for a different episode.
Dumb and Dumber?
No. No.
You could legitimately make a list of top 10 bathroom moments. That probably exists on, like, cracked.com or something.
So we were talking about, like, the scaffolding fight and all that other stuff.
Which was a good moment.
So, like, all those fight scenes, like I said, they're, like, the big sausage links of it.
Yeah.
Of those fights, let's say between, like, the graveyard... the scaffolding, the end, like in the sewer fight.
No, the sewer fight.
And then,
that had
what's your favorite between those?
Well, the sewer fight had the cool moment where Jet Li, like, jumps up between the two walls and does the splits, which is, like, the DVD artwork for the film. And you can tell because they pause on it.
Right.
Like, longer than you typically would. But that's really cool, and it shows you how inhuman fucking Jet Li is.
I interrupted the movie when we were watching. I was like, hey, the cover art's coming up. Can you find it?
And I'm like,
like,
I bet it's that.
Duh. Yes, it's so cool, though.
That was really cool. The scaffolding scene I thought was neat because when they were fighting on it, it was fun to watch them keep their balance, even though, like...
But at the same time, it was almost like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah.
Where they almost kind of, like, floated.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just so
and
pretty.
Like, we're smart enough that, like, I know how they did that. Like, they're on, like, a wiring harness and shit.
It's still amazing.
But you're like, that's still kind of terrifying.
Oh, yeah,
However
sure.
they did that. I don't care if you're on wires or not.
Yeah.
I thought that was really neat. My favorite overall scene, though, I really think that hospital scene.
Right.
Just because I really liked how it kicked off, and it was that was kind of the horror movie scene. In the most horror,
like
and,
zombie.
And I'm a horror guy, and when he woke up, it was very, I don't know, kind of
terrifying,
kind of Sam Raimi like for a very brief second, where there's like some close-ups of like doctors going for scalpels and shit that were on the ground, and like that sticks out to me.
Scalpels. What about
the heart? You talking about the heart
they
scene
bring
with
the
wires and shit with the bomb?
The mob boss that. They sprayed acid on all his other guys and stuff, and he made
Spoiler
it out.
alert!
Yeah, shut up. He made it out and stuff, and he comes in the ambulance, and they bring him in, and he's like, "Oh, my chest hurts," and he rips off this thing, and it's just like a huge, like sewn up gash, and he's like, "My chest," and then they're going in, and they do the X-rays, and they find that there's something in there, and so they're trying to find it. They find this thing, and realize that it's like a bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And so they call them the bomb squad. And they're like...
Like the bomb squad is operating on them?
Yeah, and they're about to they're like, okay, I'm going to clip the wire. And I'm going to get rid of some of these arteries. Like, maybe if we can move the arteries out of the way, we can find the wires. And he goes to clip one of the arteries, and it's a fucking wire. Yeah. And he's like, no, wait. And then they pump him full of
like adrenaline. I think it was adrenaline.
Yeah. And
Crank.
They start... And then, like, the arteries, start throbbing. And they find all the wires and stuff. And then it's, like, really intense with Rock and the other guy. And they're counting down. And they're going to, I clip them at the same time and stuff. And then they make it. They're like, okay, that scene's over. No. And then he gets a phone call. And Jet Li's like, don't clip. Don't clip any of the wires. He's like, I just did. You've got 60 seconds. Yeah. And then it fucking blows up anyway.
Boom, 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 boom. There was a cool shot.
It's so cool. That it's like, they get your hopes up. They're like, oh, there's gonna be a bomb going off, and they're like, oh no, the good guy saved it. No, they fucking lose. I love it when... Okay. I'm not a...
I understand what you're gonna say.
No, yeah, I'm not a villain, but I love it when heroes lose. You can't have someone win all the time. It's annoying.
It makes for a more interesting narrative when you have moments where you see... This didn't work out the way you... I think... Isn't that kind of why Die Hard is such a good movie?
Right, yeah, because he's just a guy.
So much of what he does doesn't really work out. In Die Hard, like, he fucking doesn't have shoes, and he's stuck in this building with broken glass everywhere, and...
Yeah, no, I love seeing, like, villains win.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, maybe not the entire movie, because, obviously our hero wins at the end. Yeah. And, but, like... I love seeing the villains like have the upper hand, win. I love seeing our heroes lose people. I like seeing like for the longest time in Walking Dead, like they'd always kill side characters, and then when they finally got the balls and like killed Glenn and stuff, I'm like, this is what I've been waiting for. It's like,
and then the internet shit all over it, and now they'll never do anything like that ever again.
But I mean, like you gotta take chances like that. You gotta kill your good guys.
Game of Thrones, man.
Exactly. Huge, people watch that shit every week.
Gigantic Game of Thrones fan, and that's what makes it interesting.
Yeah. You gotta have that. You gotta have that. It raises the stakes. Anybody can go at any time, which is the way it is. You don't know.
That show, not to side tangent, we like side tangents, but when they killed Robb Stark, I mean, come on. Robb Stark was like the lead character. You could tell... You get something to drink. You could tell, like, you felt as an audience that was his show. And then they just... Batman... They just axed him off, man. That was a good moment.
Yeah, everybody loved Sean Bean.
Yeah.
But, his stigma. Oh, Sean Bean! Oh, he's dead.
Sean Bean dies in everything.
He's so amazing.
There's like a YouTube video of Sean Bean dying.
I watched it. And every death, you're like... So good. Yeah. He's so good. Yeah. So good. He grabs you. We talked about the Batman reference, how he looks like Kato, stuff like that.
Sure.
There's more references, we think, with like the doves and the birds and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like a John Woo.
Is that a John Woo reference?
Yeah.
We said that when we were watching the film.
Right.
I wonder.
It feels like a John Woo movie the whole time. But it's not John Woo.
Not quite done as well
right.
as what John Woo would do, but
pretty good.
You know, just saying.
I don't know. It's amazing.
There'd have to be more slow motion.
Well, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the whole thing though, like with this film, with all those martial arts and the fight scenes and Jet Li, like you're not gonna tone back Jet Li.
Yeah.
You don't slow him down.
No.
Well, in the one they kind of did it sometimes, but that's because they were even faster.
Yeah.
That's our second Jet Li movie already. It's only been 16 episodes.
How many more are we gonna do?
Jet Li, all of them.
All of them. I want to do the movie War.
War with Statham.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I think that would be a great one to do.
The other Jet Li one I can think of that I would want to do is The Legend. It's like from 93, 94. He's got like the weird top knot, but it's very like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Like they're jumping up on like poles and they're like run it. And I'm pretty sure he runs on people's heads at one point in the film.
Yeah,
I love that shit. That's so.
I remember.
That's so neat.
I think I remember that scene.
It's amazing.
I don't remember much about the movie, but I think I remember that scene.
I love that film. I love all of Jet Li stuff, really.
Yeah, he's another world kind of dude.
Yeah.
The way he moves, and if the aliens came down and were like, "You have a week to convince us not to blow up your world. Put together highlight footage to convince us otherwise," Jet Li running up the wall and doing splits and all this other shit would be in that footage, and they would watch it and be like, "We're gonna leave you guys alone." Because he's a badass.
Yeah.
That's Jet Li.
Hey, you guys want to see something really cool? We're going to make Jet Li look 6'1" in this movie. It's amazing how they always make
Jet Li?
Like 5'6".
Really?
He's a short little fucker.
Yes, I didn't know that.
He'll fuck you up, though.
Don't matter.
Yeah, he'll fuck you
Fuck
up.
a dude up.
Well, like in Expendables when he fought fucking Drago.
Oh, yeah.
I can't even think of his
remember
name right now.
Yeah, because you put me on the
Red
spot.
Scorpion. Dolph Lundgren.
Thank you.
Red Scorpion.
Red Scorpion.
Yeah, everybody else would be like, Rocky
What the hell is Red Scorpion?
Fucking Dolph Lundgren movie? I don't know.
Yeah, but what the hell is it? You could have made that up for all I know.
It's like a Commando or a Rambo, but with Dolph Lundgren.
That's amazing. I need to. What? Can we do that next week?
We'll have to watch that sometime. I'm pretty sure it's Red Scorpion.
Yeah.
It's something Scorpion.
I remember being a little disappointed because I love Jet Li so much that when he was in the Expendables that they paired him up with Dolph Lundgren, because even though it was a good scene and it's very well done, I would have wanted to see him fight with someone more of his style. Red Scorpion, fucking 98.
88.
Oh, 88. Sorry.
Yeah, my phone's broke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another one we'll have to do.
Who all's in it?
Emmett Walsh, I think. A lot of nobodies. But Dolph Lundgren.
You got the power of Dolph Lundgren.
That's amazing. Yeah, guys, if you know what I'm talking about, Red Scorpion.
That was a deep hole.
Yeah, I'll have to. That's what I'm talking about, though. Like, that's what I grew up with. Like, all those kind of second-rate action movies that are awesome.
That they don't.
But nobody
no
knows
one makes this shit anymore.
So if anybody knows what I'm talking about, Red Scorpion, I'll put a poll on Twitter. We'll see how many people know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And we'll have to do that sometime, because Red Scorpion's cool. I like that one.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
So, anyways, I liked when he fought against Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah,
so
it was a good scene in Black Mask.
After that poll, Red Scorpion. I forgot about that movie until now.
Oh,
we didn't even talk. We need to talk about what's her fucking name? What's the girl's name? Trish or something or?
Hell, I don't remember.
Tracy. We need to talk about Tracy. And just some of the library stuff, which I thought was really weird.
Oh yeah, his library people. That was an odd story beat. They tried to play it up like, "Hey, it's your birthday."
That was
and he was
horrible.
Like, "Fuck you guys, I'm quitting."
Horrible. Just how they called him in there to begin with.
God.
Tracy, help! And then he goes in there with a fucking machine gun.
Yeah.
Like, why would you say that to somebody? Just say like, hey, I need some help. Can you come help me? And he's a nice guy. You'd be like, yeah, I'll be right there. And then surprise him. Don't fucking do. Who would do that? Nobody. Nobody would do that.
Yeah, that was an odd sort of story. I really didn't like any of the library stuff. I mean, I liked his girlfriend.
Yeah,
whatever.
She had some
I thought that was pretty funny. I liked,
especially after like in the hideout and stuff.
The hideout scene was really funny.
With
they had her arms tied behind her back, and he's like, "If you're bored," and he threw her like a Sega Genesis controller, and he's like, "The phone." What was the line where he threw the phone?
Yeah, if you get hungry, order in.
And she's a she's a hostage, and she just gave him a fucking cordless phone. That was great. And then like he kicks the.
Oh yeah, I have to pee.
She couldn't quite reach like the grate on the floor or whatever, and so he like kicks the bucket.
She kicks it away, like pee in the bucket.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? Nothing.
Those are called chamber pots, Jeff. We have some of those at work too.
That's gross.
Yeah, it's terrible stuff.
When they're in the hideout though, this just reinforces the whole Kato thing. When they're in the hideout and they're watching the news and they about Black Mass.
Someone maybe says Kato.
Right. It's so frustrating. Yeah, it was really frustrating because when they're doing the newscast and everybody's, oh yeah, he's kind of hot. Which how would anybody know? What did anybody see
mask
him?
on.
Nobody saw him. Even whatever. But anyway, they're interviewing people and hey, he's kind of hot, and then so and so, blah blah blah, and then. The other chick is like, yeah, he kind of looks like, that sidekick. And then the other, somebody starts laughing for no reason. And then she says Kato underneath of it, so start laughing. Kato. But except you couldn't hear her say Kato, but you kind of could. It was really frustrating. We rewound. We rewound it like 3 or 4 times.
I'm trying to see what else. I'm looking up really quick on IMDb. I'm trying to see what else, like, his girlfriend from the underground layer is in.
Tracy.
She's
probably pretty big in Hong Kong.
It looks like it's mostly foreign films.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of stuff.
Yeah, well, so was Rock. I kind of want to talk about Rock because I thought he was amazing in the film.
Boy, man, there's a well you could fucking fall down.
Even though it's dubbed. Like, every scene that Rock's in, like, he's
a good... I thought... We had talked about that before we started recording, too. That I don't think the movie works as well without him in it.
No.
I think the dynamic between him and Jet Li... they work very well. They work very well together, and even though he was dubbed and the dubbing is kind of shitty, his performance is really solid.
Shines through.
I wish I spoke their native language because you could probably get a better feel for him as an actor without being dubbed over. But he did very, very well.
Yeah, I definitely want to go down a well with that guy. I was looking at it the other day. There's a film he was in like 2011 where it's like a cop and drug dealer or something.
Dolph Lundgren.
No. It's called
Red Scorpion 2.
Life Without Principle. It's got him and then a couple other guys. It says 3 people, a criminal, a bank officer, and a cop end up in a catastrophic situation. I want to see it just because...
Fast and the Furious? No, that's not Fast and the Furious guy.
Just because... No.
You look like him.
That's racist.
Your phone's cracked.
They're just all Asians. So I want to... His name's Panther in that movie. Like, I'm sure he's a fucking badass.
You gotta be badass with Panther.
But that's funny that he's known for Black Mask as Inspector Rock.
That's kind of neat.
He fucking kills it. I love everything that he does. I love the way he beats people up. I love the... Like I've talked about it a bunch, the graveyard scene.
Uh-huh.
Where he's more... He's almost like a boxer. Like, he's just pure, like, going after it. And Jet Li's more fluid and, like... evasive, and just the way that they interact. It's beautiful. It's like it's almost like watching ballet. When you're watching like Jet Li. When Jet Li's doing his thing fighting, like, you feel culture. Like, I'm watching something that's like meaningful. Like, it's deep.
Sure.
Just the way that people can move like that and, interact with another person's body and at the same time, like, nearly kill them.
Yeah.
It's like amazing. I love that.
Yep.
I don't know. I wish I could... I've never tried any martial arts or anything, but I would totally be out for something like that. That's so neat.
So what's the number of subscribers that you have to hit before you'll do a martial arts video on YouTube?
Yeah. Martial Arts 101 with Jeff Porter.
Yeah.
That'd be horrible.
No.
I'd have to loosen up. I'm very
not
stiff.
even 101. Just like martial arts 1. I read a book.
I read a page in a chapter of a book.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Well, what I say earlier, when Jet Li is doing his
yeah,
it's horrible.
Yeah. Now who's the racist? It's nothing personal. You will just have to be it. You will just be in the way. That's the quote that I wrote
wanted
down.
to talk about that.
I thought that quote was really funny. It's nothing personal. You will just be in the way. That's an amazing thing to say to someone to instantly get them to not come with you.
Yeah.
Like, what do you say back to that?
Hey, Kyle, can I come to GameStop with you?
Well, nothing personal. You will just be in the way, Jeff.
Okay.
Yeah, like, what
do you say?
What can you say back to that? Nothing.
Kind of hate you now.
Yeah.
I wanted to go. So, we need to talk about just kind of the whole third act. Okay. The whole sewer, everything.
Sure.
So let's start, I'll start with when Rock grabs the other detective.
Rocksteady.
Right.
We're in the sewer.
Yeah, I get it.
That pause was amazing.
When they're going down the sewer and stuff, and he brings out another detective, and he starts asking him questions, because he cuts his hand, and he's like, doesn't feel pain, so he's got, like, the serum.
Yeah.
So, and he starts asking him, like, oh, how long have you been here? Oh, who was your commanding officer back then? And he finds out he's lying, and he just turns around and shoots him before he can kill him.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. It sets up that whole thing. And he goes down there by himself before Jet Li finds him. He gets caught, gets a bomb strapped to him. Uh-huh. And then Jet Li finds him, and he comes down, and he starts fight with what's all the white dudes? And
I don't know.
1996 Hong Kong film.
And they were also dubbed.
There's all sorts of white dudes.
Yeah.
And that one, the dude with long blonde hair that he fights in that scene.
Yeah.
Fucking good. Like, I'm sure, I don't know.
I wonder what he's in.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Do you think they were just like stuntmen? Because it was probably...
Maybe.
It was probably like a low-budget film,
Stuntman for who? Does Jet Li need a stuntman?
Well, no, but just like fight choreographers in general. And
Maybe.
they were like
Scott Adkins?
Yeah, and they were like, oh yeah, you're cheap. We'll just put you on camera for this scene. So you know what you're doing. You can fight Jet Li in this film, and we can get you for half the price of a real actor.
And even though you're white.
It don't matter.
But, I mean,
that's honestly, that's probably what...
Yeah. I don't know. They still kicked ass.
Yeah.
But, like, the whole time... Jet Li's, because the bomb's ticking away on Rock's chest, and the whole time Jet Li's like, how much time is left? And one of my favorite lines, I think ever, is Rock's just, don't worry about it, just kick that motherfucker's ass.
Yeah, that was a good moment.
He's just freaking out, and he doesn't care, like, just deal with that guy and then come save me. And then
even though there's a bomb on my chest.
Yeah, thus begins the whole third act, which has one of your favorite rooms ever.
The poison gas room. That has...
I love that shit.
No, it was a good scene. That has no reason to really exist when you stop and think about it. Like, you're in this dude's basement, basically, and there's just like a poison gas room. I guess when you're evil, you're allowed to have a room with poison gas in it.
I think there was, like... Because the whole film, they're trying to find an antidote.
Yeah.
And that's the whole... Okay, so
it's like a science basement.
Yeah, so I think it's like a science thing.
Laboratory.
So, while I'm on this, I read the IMDb. Let me try to give you my synopsis.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So there's, what is it? Squad 701.
Yep.
Squad 701. They get super serum from the government. They're like this high elite group. Deals with everything. Can't feel pain. Badass motherfuckers. And then they find out that the government tries to cut ties with them, kills them off. Jet Li escapes. He starts his quiet life.
In a library.
Yeah, and some of the other 701s make it.
Yeah.
But they're dying because the serum's counteracting, doing something, so they need the antidote. Which somehow the government has the antidote, but they're not going to give it to them. So then Squad 701 is stealing crime watch files from the police station to then auction off on the black market as like either for money to wager against the government for the antidote, or as like a scare tactic. Like, if you don't give us the antidote, then we're gonna give all these files to all the bad people. And there's a lot of good martial arts scenes, though. I don't know.
You were actually doing a really good job of describing.
It gets kind of...
It gets a little muddied because they don't specifically put that large of a focus on the film's plot. It kind of takes a back seat.
Yeah.
All you really need to know is Captain America, Super Soldier Serum...
Is killing them.
And
they need an antidote.
Trying to find an antidote. Evil guy has underground lair.
I love the evil guy, the Asian Ozzy Osbourne.
With the railgun?
Yes. Oh, yeah,
the railgun at the end of the film? Because I know you were a big fan of the railgun.
Yeah. And we talked about Eraser. I thought Eraser was maybe after this. Eraser was 96. Holy shit. So it was the same year as this. Yeah, because you were way
off on years on shit.
Oh my god.
What did you think of 92 Universal?
No. I thought Universal Soldier was like 97, 98.
Yeah, it's like 92.
Universal Soldier's 92. Whatever. Sorry. One movie I confuse all the time. I thought it was like 98.
It happens.
So I thought this movie was like Universal Soldier before Universal Soldier. I was wrong.
Yeah.
It was 4 years after.
You see enough shit, you're allowed to get them all.
And so I thought Eraser was like 97, but it's 96. But maybe it came out like later in the year, and so I don't know. Like, I thought Eraser maybe saw the railgun. Which, what was the railgun in? Doom or Wolfenstein or what was it? Something like that.
I don't remember offhand.
Yeah, we're gonna get shot for that.
Yeah.
But no, they came out the same year, so I wonder if they just kind of fed off each other with the railgun.
Yeah, cool concept.
I want a railgun in like Expendables.
Oh,
that'd be amazing.
Or like Fast and the Furious.
Bro, oh yeah, that's
yeah.
Expendables or Fast and the Furious, which is basically the same franchise anyway.
Yeah, at this point, pretty much.
Combine those.
Yeah, like The Rock with a railgun.
The Furious Expendables. In a world.
Could they do...
like a mashup?
Like a crossover?
That'd be cool.
Is there any...
That'd be really cool.
Character, like any actor, that's crossed over into both films?
Kurt Russell. Was Kurt Russell on Expendables?
Is he in Expendables 3?
Is he? Harrison Ford's... No, yeah. Harrison Ford's in Expendables.
I don't remember Jeff. There's been so many people in him. But
I don't think Kurt Russell's in Expendables.
I think they could get away with that.
They could bring Harrison Ford over as like an agent with Kurt Russell and Fast and Furious, and he's the same guy from Expendables 3.
Sure.
There we go. Make it happen, fuckers.
Sure.
Yeah, but throw a railgun in there. That'd be fucking awesome. The Rock or Vin Diesel or any of those guys with a railgun. I don't care. Give it to Stallone. I don't give a shit.
I'm thinking about fight scenes now. Do you think a Vin Diesel Jet Li fight scene would be any good?
I think it'd be kind of the same thing as with him and Dolph.
Yeah.
It'd just be how they explain it, like David and Goliath.
Yeah.
Be the kind of same thing.
Could be cool though.
Stallone and Statham. I think that'd be good. Yeah. But they're like best friends, so... Oh, Statham's in both of them.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We're dumbasses. Jason Statham is in both
Expendables and Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
I don't know how we could tie that together, but I'm sure there's some way.
Oh, fuck it. Now we can't do that. No connected universe now.
No, I'm sure we could find something like that. Some writer somewhere could figure it out.
Yeah.
Do you have any kind of final thoughts that we can discuss before we... There's not a lot of trivia for this.
Very little trivia. We could talk about the sequel.
Oh,
a little bit. There was a sequel that came out in 2002 called The City of Masks that has Saw guy. What's his name? Tobin Bell.
Yeah, Tobin Bell.
Jigsaw from the Saw franchise is in it for some reason. I remember Jeff was pulling it up. I remember some other weird people. Rob Van Dam.
Tyler Mane.
Tyler Mane, Rob Van Dam, the professional wrestler, is in it.
Scott Adkins. I talked about him earlier.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of weird names. Tracy Lords. I mean, there's a name. Yeah. Came out when? 2002.
2002.
2002. The Black Mask must stop a group intent on setting off a DNA bomb that could cause mutations to the human race.
Who? This sounds like a thing I would watch. Go down for a minute.
Did Asylum make this?
Go down for a minute. Who is the Black Mask in this film?
Yeah,
is it Tobin Bell? I mean, it can't be fucking Jigsaw.
Andy On.
What's he in? What's he known for?
He was in Black Hat recently with Thor.
Okay.
Looks like he's in a lot of... well, that was his first thing, Black Mask 2.
Wow, so this was like, we're going to make a star out of him.
And yeah, it looks like he's in a lot of Hong Kong stuff. And then he came over and did, I don't know, Outcasts maybe with Nick Cage. Black Hat with Hemsworth. Yeah, I don't know.
He's got a couple American films under his belt.
But his photo, I thought it was... It
looks like Mortal Kombat.
I thought it was, can't even think of his name right now. Quan Chi for Mortal Kombat, the sorcerer with the white face. It kind of looks like him, but
yeah.
I didn't see...
Well, what still is there? I want to see what movie that was from.
Yeah, it doesn't
that one,
say.
It doesn't say. That's cool.
Yeah, so I don't know what it's from.
Like the bald head with the head. Like that's always a neat look.
I don't know what it is, but...
Powder 2. Powder's Revenge.
There's a lot of... there's a lot of weird names in this. It has a 3.6 on IMDb, but I'd still be up for it. Tobin Bell.
I want to watch it.
I think Tobin Bell is probably the bad guy, right?
He'd have to be. I don't know what else he could...
I mean...
Is there any kind of, like, trivia?
Yeah, it says the movie is not a direct sequel to the first film. The main character shares similar traits with the Jet Li character from the original film, though. Super soldier fighting in the guise of a masked vigilante. The origins of the characters, their names, and the permissions surrounding the Crusades are vastly different.
Well, that's kind of cool.
So it's almost
kind of like
a sequel, but at the same time, it's not. It's kind of like it's like Cloverfield. It
kind
of takes place in the same universe, but it's not like a direct sequel. But I'd definitely watch that for sure.
I just want to see how terrible it is.
It's on Prime.
It's probably awful, but
no, yeah, I would definitely watch that.
Yeah.
What we talked about the gas room. We talked about the sewer fight. We kind of talked about like when he jumps up against the walls and stuff, and he has the splits and stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
The whole ending fight, though, that lasts like 10 minutes, is pretty amazing. Like, they have, there's electricity.
There's
like power wires, there's the water.
Whipping it like Indiana Jones with live electrical wire. Yeah, that was cool.
And then I love the gas room is silly, but at the same time, the bad guy has the gas mask on, and Jet Li has to fight holding his breath.
Doesn't he rip the breathing tube off and take like that? He takes like a hit off from it.
Yeah, it's very comedic. It's a really funny moment, but you're like, yeah. And you can see his face getting red, and he's really fighting with it. Yeah, he just rips it off. He's like...
like a really huge, bong hit.
Exactly. He's like, he's ripping one huge fucking bong hit off of it. I love that scene, though. And then, I don't know, there's so many different levels to that end fight scene.
Yeah.
That's like that mega boss that has 3 different incarnations you have to fight.
Oh, that's a good analogy.
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
You're fighting a boss and you kill him and you're like, yeah, woo! And it's like, that was just his first form.
Uh-huh.
Fucking annoying. This boss had 3 stages to him. I don't know. Everything in this movie
is
amazing.
Is kind of cheesy too. And that's what I don't mean that as a negative. That's why I kind of like this film, is because it was cheesy. I think if they would have tried to play this off as super serious,
right,
you'd have been like, oh, movie sucks.
Yeah.
But because it was everything is sort of tongue in cheek, it makes it work. You can forgive it for not having the greatest plot in the world.
Well, I don't know. Maybe in the English version it doesn't have the greatest plot.
But anyway, I still think you can forgive it a little bit because of the cheese factor.
Before we wrap everything up, though, we gotta talk about your bullshit future tech.
I was wondering when we were
Yeah,
gonna
we
get
can't
to
forget
this.
about that.
That was the scene where they're in the pink
Yeah, the
vehicle.
pink Jeep.
The pink Jeep.
Oh my god.
And for no apparent reason, it has like this big strap that like shoots out underneath and like locks the doors
It looks
in.
like Spawn effects.
Like Spawn effects, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's got the like the robot butler thing that comes up to the wheel, like clamps over the wheels, and then the hologram that comes out.
Yeah, they like put that other thing rolls up and they like put the camera against the window and it does a reflection thing and
it shoots like the hologram on the inside
Yeah.
of the bad guy like talking to them and shit.
right.
I love that moment
It's very James Bondy
because it doesn't fit with anything
Yeah,
else. Like
right.
before or after the film, there's like no real future
Like,
tech.
yeah, it's not like a sci-fi film.
It's not at all. I don't know why.
Aside from like the super serum,
Which you can get
I
away.
mean, it's super
you can get
soldier
away
stuff.
with.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's not like it's sci-fi.
you know,
or
it's like
anything.
Venom, whatever.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
yeah. You can totally
And then
get
they
away
took
with
this
that.
really weird sci-fi scene, like
Just in
it's
that
30
moment.
seconds long.
Yep.
That's it.
Like, okay, that's a thing that just happened.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
He
Well,
puts her in the garbage afterwards.
yeah.
Remember?
yeah.
Yeah.
He has like that
And then
weird...
he like lovingly places like a garbage bag over top of her head.
She wakes up anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wakes up, and they stop and stare at her, and she goes,
Did you wonder when you seen that scene, like,
Saw that scene.
saw that scene?
I hate when people say
Fuck
that.
you. But didn't you wonder for just a brief moment, like, what if that was like the garbage of like a restaurant, and there's like old spaghetti and like
Squish.
nasty like shit inside of it, and he's just
Right.
putting like fucking food.
That's why he
And
did
it
it
go-
lovingly.
Yeah, but it's still like nasty, greasy, like
Oh, her hair was still fine.
shit. Like,
She was cool.
ow.
But I mean, it set it up perfect. He just came up behind everybody and shot them all.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of gore. Okay, another thing.
It's an R-rated
Holy
bloody
shit.
film.
Lots of. There's probably 3 arms that get cut off.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of blood squibs, a lot of blood in general.
People
I
getting shit
love
in
it.
the neck.
Yeah, the fucking CDs.
Yeah. The scene with the fan, like the oscillating fan that's got
Yeah.
the paper, but it's like
all blood
blood
and
and it
gore.
looks like
Yeah.
Lord knows what.
Yeah, I forgot about all the gore. I mean, he handcuffs with the cops go to meet with that weird crazy drug dealer dude.
Oh,
who gets
yeah.
his daughter's legs.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a game
I
changer.
forgot it. We got to talk
Yeah.
about that scene.
That's a
The
game
dude
changer.
gets his daughter's legs in like a gangster style like package. And then they go to, he's wearing like a raincoat, like a see-through raincoat, and like nothing else on underneath it for some reason.
Like it's got like underwear.
Like underwear on.
Yeah.
And then there's like his fucking, they go to a freezer and he's like, yeah, this is my mom in this body bag, and this is my second cousin Phil
So weird.
in this body bag, and they sent one for me, but I threw it in the garbage. And then they don't really ever go back to that plot point, and you're just left wondering.
I completely forgot about like all the gore, all that other stuff, and then like.
It's kind of
fine.
late.
People cut their arms off to get out of handcuffs. Whatever. Okay, the people get shot, blown up. Okay, and then you open up that trunk and you see this little girl's legs in there, and you're like,
you're like,
this
oh,
movie just took a ballsy.
They're all
fucking
like purple
move.
and shit.
Yeah.
And he starts like, he's like creepily like caresses the leg for a
Oh
minute.
man,
Oh,
movie takes a weird fucking turn.
kind of fucked up if you think about it.
I'm glad that they like took that shot though. Like that's a ballsy move
It was
to
a-
put into a
Yeah,
film.
that was a weird scene.
Fucking.
When you think of, speaking of shit that don't really fit with the rest of the film, that scene in particular.
Yeah, that was fucking deep. That was horrible.
Yeah.
But
Not to knock the film, you're 100% right, Jeff. This movie is totally just, I got an idea for a scene.
let's hear it. Okay.
No, I mean, like, that's how they wrote the film.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I got
right,
an
right.
idea for a scene. What if this dude has, like, fucking, like, body parts delivered to him and just,
I
like,
thought,
a
yeah.
freezer? And they're like, yeah, I got an idea for a scene. What if we poison gas room? They fight in that. And then they're like, okay, now how do we link it all together? What if they fight on scaffolding? What if they fight in a graveyard? How about this cool bathroom scene?
Very comic booky.
Yeah.
Very comic booky.
It was kind of shot a little bit like a comic book if you think about it too. Like panels from a comic book on like sometimes on how like people are framed. On like the edges of panels are very like when they're talking to one another and stuff. Yeah. And just like the scene where he does the splits, that's like a comic book panel.
Fucking cool. I'm so glad that you like this. I'm so happy.
It was an attempt to make a comic book film, Jeff. I'm pretty convinced of that.
Well, especially with all the references and
yeah, I think so.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the works for me.
Yeah, I'm calling it one.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, would it be like a vigilante movie or would it be like a superhero movie? I mean, he's got superpowers, kind of, right?
He's in a superhero costume.
True.
He's got a mask. He's got a hat. Didn't he wear a trench coat at one point?
It's a superhero movie.
Superhero movie.
With a lot. It's like Punisher gore.
He's got the Captain America super soldier serum.
Yeah.
He's a fucking superhero.
With guns, like Punisher.
And CDs.
That's a creepy combination.
Yeah.
Nearly indestructible Punisher. Like,
go.
Oh my god, bullets don't hurt him. And
yeah.
That's crazy.
That's cool.
I'd be down with that. We'll have to watch the second one just to see.
Yeah, we will. And we'll have to talk about it, even if we don't like it. I still think it would be fun to do even if it's like a 20-minute follow-up.
Yeah, that'd be
video.
Cool.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind that. So, the only trivia.
Now I know why your phone's broke.
The only trivia that we have is we talked about when she plays games in the.
Oh yeah.
Chained to the chair.
Yep. Like Sega Genesis or something.
Yeah, it's a Sega Saturn. Well, locked inside Black Mask, she's playing Virtua Fighter 2.
Okay.
And X-Men: Children of the Atom.
Yeah, because I remember thinking you see it for a split second. I thought it was Colossus.
Right.
That was up on. I'm telling
you. I
you.
Noticed Virtual Fighter, but I didn't.
Yeah, because you see Virtual Fighter more. I'm telling you, it's a comic book film.
Very much.
Colossus.
Very
X-Men.
much.
They got their references in. They got their Batman reference.
Yeah. So, I mean, trivia. We'll do Rotten Tomatoes real quick.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll end with some final thoughts.
Sure.
Rotten Tomato, like the critic score. What do you
critic score? I'm gonna guess like 63.
The critics?
Yeah.
48%.
48. Okay.
Shut up! I like this. They're not gonna have 68%.
Oh, I know, but then I always get fucking like I like the film, so
yeah.
I'm like So audience score maybe like 71.
It's a little bit lower.
Little lower.
It's at 50. 50-50.
Okay.
Which I think is a little low. Because I think the thing is a lot of people haven't seen it. I feel like if more people saw it.
A lot of people haven't seen it, and I could see how someone might be turned off because it's
dubbed.
It's a foreign film. The dubbing isn't the greatest. It's serviceable, but it's not the best. It's kind of stuck in the 90s.
Yeah, a little
in
bit.
a not very kind of pleasant way in parts.
Right.
So I could see how people are 50-50 on it, even though I really liked it. I know you obviously like it a lot.
Grew up on it.
Yeah.
Love this shit.
I recommend it to
martial arts.
If you are if you are a fan of Jet Li, you want to round out your collection and watch more of him. You like kung fu, martial arts films in general. Watch it. There's enjoyment to be had.
Oh, definitely. Lots of good fight scenes.
If the only movies that you watch are Oscar-nominated films, what the fuck are you doing?
Why are you listening to this podcast?
Yeah, you're not gonna like it anyway. So fuck you, you pretentious prick.
We get it. Those movies are awesome. I love that shit too. But everybody talks about that stuff. Let's talk about the stuff that people don't talk about.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, let's close up. Any final thoughts? Anything you want to...
Yeah, I always say, what won for Best Picture in 1985? You have no idea, but you know what movie came out? Back to the Future. So you tell me what movie is going to have a longer-lasting legacy. Back to the Future, or whatever the fucking Oscar-nominated Best Picture for 85 is.
I wonder what won. It's probably something really
good. It's probably something really fucking good that I have no idea.
Yeah.
But that's always the analogy that I use, and so if I use it, it must be some dumb shit. Movie that came out.
All right. Well, you can find us. We're on Twitter and Facebook. Shut up, I like this. Now, obviously, we're on YouTube. You can our new website. It's
pimp that website.
PantheonNetwork.com. Pantheon Network. Pantheon. I had to explain to somebody what Pantheon was.
Really?
Yeah, somebody I work with. They're kind of dumb anyway.
Was it Mike?
No.
No.
No. One of the dishwashers. It was just a kid, but still, high school kid. So you can find us there, and we teamed up with the Comedy Bowl podcast, and you can find their podcast on there. Give them a listen.
I think that's really cool.
There's some silly guys.
They got a good show.
We had them over. We did Pandorum with them.
Yeah.
And we went over there and talked some jokes, talked about some stories, had fun. And so we're just kind of trying to get people together.
Yeah.
We're a lot of small podcasts. We're not famous. We don't have anything going on. The only way that we're going to get more people to see it and hear us is if we work together. So
yeah.
We're working together, and we hope you guys enjoy it, and you can find more content that way.
Yeah. I'm sure if someone else has a show, if they message you on Twitter and they want to be on there,
if you guys
let us know. Message us on Twitter, and
you
can check it out. And if it's good, we'll pop it on.
Yeah, write up some articles, and get your names out there.
Yeah,
I think it'd be really cool to get a couple podcasts together, and maybe we can do if they listen to the Pantheon Network, we can have an episode Monday, episode Tuesday. We can have something every day.
Kevin Smith.
Yeah, exactly.
Podcast.
It'd be really cool.
That's really cool.
You got anything real quick?
Well, yeah, you can check out my website at attackoftheblog.net. That's blog.net. I write about all kinds of stuff. I've been doing a lot of movie-related content lately. A lot of movie reviews. So just whenever I watch a film, although I had to draw a line where I'm like, if I'm watching it for the show, I don't need to write about it because I was getting like a huge backlog all of a sudden. Where I'm like, that's too. I can't write and watch and keep up with it. I got overwhelmed with that. So I talk about the movies on here for this show, but then I write about everything else that I watch in my free time on that.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of fun, though.
Yeah.
Because it's pushed me to write about movies that I wouldn't normally write about, and so I think that makes me a better author, a better writer when you push yourself. Like I did a quick write-up of Risky Business. Ooh. Why would I ever write about Risky Business otherwise? But because I had to sit down and describe why I liked it,
for sure.
And what I thought about it, I think that made me better off because of that.
For sure.
So yeah, so I think it's fun stuff.
Yeah.
Up on my website. So
awesome.
If you're interested,
check it out.
Check that out.
And I think that pretty much does it.
I think so too. We need a send-off line.
All right, guys. We said it. We're doing it. Mystery
Giveaway
box.
time. Yeah.
You ready to win what's ever in here? Because we got a list of names.
In the blue Magneto helmet.
Foam. Let's shake that.
Go for it. Shake it up.
You pick it up.
Oh, I get to do the honors on the first one?
First one, you get to pick it up.
Let's see. Let's go for this one.
All right, who's the winner? Who's going to win this stuff? Should we? You know what? This is the winner. Let's open it up first.
Yeah.
Let's play with your emotions a little bit.
Here's the box. You see the box?
First thing.
This is a good prize package.
Captain Phasma pop figure. Look at that. That's pretty neat.
Star Wars.
We got a Blu-ray in here. Carrie. The remake of Carrie on Blu-ray.
Surprisingly good. I like the remake quite a bit.
We have a Portal 2 keychain.
Yeah.
Pretty neat. And there's a shirt in here. What is that?
I believe that is Optimus Prime, a
Transformers.
Pretty kick-ass t-shirt.
All right.
Quite a bit. That is a generous prize package, Jeff.
Pop figure, Blu-ray, keychain, and a shirt.
Great stuff. Let's see who gets it. Let's see who our lucky winner is.
Who's the lucky winner? Lori Miller.
Awesome.
Is the winner. Thank you for sharing.
Lori.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for retweeting. Thank you guys for entering. We had, for our first one, we had
a lot of people.
I think we had 13 people enter.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for that. That's a lot.
Really good traction on Facebook and all the other social media places.
Thank you guys. That means a lot.
Yeah.
So Lori will be in contact, and we'll get this sent over to you. We'll for sure have to do another one for sure.
Yeah, stay
Yeah,
tuned.
definitely.
Each week we're going to be doing different giveaways,
It'll be fun.
small ones, big ones.
Yeah, and I think
Who knows what we'll come up with?
maybe you'll get me. I don't know.
Maybe Jeff. Will
Maybe
come
you'll get
to
my
your
shirt.
house.
So, all right. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoy our Black Mask episode. And next week is Super.
Yeah.
So, thank you guys. It means a lot to us. And shut up. I like this.
Be sure to like and subscribe.